Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it,
Do it. We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the third installment of the reverse galaxy characters we almost got in the Battlefront 4 game before Disney took over. Yesterday, I covered evil Obi-Wan who collected Sith artifacts on Dark Side worlds, and before that, Light Side Vader and his cool suit. In yesterday's poll, most of you wanted Dark Side Mace, while others wanted Jedi Maul and Dark Luke, so I'll save Maul for another day and cover Mace for today's. If you haven't seen this video I made a while back, you should check it out after this one as it goes into complete depth about how powerful Dark Side Mace Windu would be, at least in my opinion, to my knowledge. Today's video will go over just what the specific elements of these concept designs could have given us in this alternate Star Wars universe. So first of all, let's start off with this concept here. This kinda looks like Nick Fury, but with a Mortal Kombat meets Indiana Jones vibe. The events take place clearly after Revenge of the Sith, at least I think, where Palpatine blasted him into the city depths of Coruscant after Anakin sliced off his hand, sacrificing him to save Padme, or so he so foolishly thought. He's clearly fixed his hand, and it looks like he's got bionics implanted into his entire arm as well. Either that's his gauntlet, or it's literally the coolest mechanical hand that I've seen in Star Wars, but most likely it's just his glove. He has purple lights on his arm, which don't really look all that much like lights, but more so like kyber crystals, which is why they're glowing the same as his eyes, and Dark Saber, which I'll get to, don't worry. The bionics lead all the way up to his right eye, which I guess has gone blind from Palpatine's attack and left scar marks all over his face. The dark side has completely twisted him to look and make him partially machine. Now, I don't think he merely stopped at just fixing his hand. I think he full on went half cyborg and implanted something into his skull, perhaps even removed his eye and housed the kyber crystal into his eye socket, harnessing the power of the crystals for more than just a lightsaber. Maybe this is the direction George wanted to go for something to do with the crystals later on, to use them to strengthen one's powers in the Force, just not for a weapon, but rather for one's body. I kind of think this is where Snoke is going and his character in general, where he wears that obsidian ring from Vader's castle. Who knows at this point? His saber, however, of course, is the coolest. He has a dark saber. However, it has a purple glow, so either he manipulated his old saber crystal or found the dark saber and corrupted that to his own powers, balancing the dark and light, but obviously more so the dark, and making it purple. The next concept images we get are these, where Mace is still a bit more Sith-like now, and not as cyborg as the last image. He seems more true to his character here, however, that image before is still pretty cool. Here we get several heads of Mace. The first one being with some 1999 Eminem hair kind of thing, one with a crazy tribal purple-eyed Mace, most likely having joined some cult or Sith sect somewhere and donned tattoos on his face. The next is a Darth Maul tattoo-inspired image where he's sporting some facial hair, obviously to give him a different look, but also symbolizing his ruggedness in this alternate world. The fourth design, well, now things are getting a little crazy. He's got cornrows or just tattoos on his head or something, as well as a blind eye and an interesting beard. We can clearly see his scarred up face, probably from Palpatine or maybe another battle, but I'm leaning towards the first, of course. The last head concept design is just pretty much the same as the other ones, just more tribal tattoos, but now in blue. I think the most shocking is definitely the first image. There's just so much to it and so much lore to grab from. The purple dark saber, the crystals, and the cyborg body parts. It just looked cool to me for an interesting storyline. His powers, on the other hand, they would absolutely be amplified for sure. As I've explained in my other video about him, which I'll link at the end, his ability to draw on the dark side would have given him no weakness. His Shatterpoint ability would also be extremely heightened. However, there's one that I'm going to mention. My only concern is that with vaapad, it wouldn't work. Since it draws on the dark side of the opponent and directs it back onto them, he'd have to find a way not to draw upon his own dark side and throw it back onto himself if he ever came up against a Jedi, which I assume he would now that he's a Sith. That's something I guess the team at Lucasfilm would sign off on when they got to that. Of course, these are just concept designs, and I'm just doing my best to have fun with it and tell you all what I think could have happened with them. Now, in the event that he's not a Sith Lord here, I'm thinking that maybe he was just a rogue Sith or a rogue Jedi, or maybe just a neutral Force user that was kind of angry and upset at what happened to him. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think about this Dark Side Mace Windu. I think he looks pretty cool. Could he have killed Vader easily? Do you really think he got the upper hand on Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith? That's kind of something that's pretty debatable, and I remember George Lucas once in the commentary said that he actually did. So What do you think? Do you think Palpatine let him, or was it actually real? Thanks for watching this episode, everyone. I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you, always.